Here in studio with us is Ashley Fox. She's CEO of Empify, a fintech startup. Ashley, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Key to understanding Empify's mission is why you started it. And your backstory is that you were working on Wall Street and you left that job, and shortly thereafter, things went south. Can you take us through what happened and explain how that set you up for Empify?
So I work for one of the largest banks in the world, helping millionaires and billionaires stay wealthy. So every day I'm in the bank accounts of millionaires and billionaires, and I felt like for something we're using every day of our life, why is it not taught in our school system? You shouldn't have to major in finance or work on Wall Street to get exposed to this information. And so I'm from Philadelphia, so when I went back home, people thought I had a lot of money. But working with clients that had at least $25 million or more, I realized that there's something the world needs to know. So I ended up leaving Wall Street with the intent to financially empower the 99% that Wall Street often overlooks. Created the word Empify, which is a merging of the word empower and modify together, with the intent to shift the mindsets of people who feel like they don't deserve to have wealth, didn't grow up with a lot of money, and show them how to build it. Now, when I left Wall Street, nobody told you that when you run a business, you don't make money every 2 weeks like a job. So I ended up losing everything. Got kicked out of my apartment, but I couldn't unsee the wealth that Wall Street exposed me to. So because I knew that it was possible, I knew that I could show the world how to invest, how to plan for retirement, how to pass down their wealth to their children because I saw it on Wall Street.
So that's so interesting, the fact that you lost all your money afterwards because you were still spending as if you were working at this big bank. How does that inform the approach that you take at Empify in terms of teaching people how to manage their financial futures?
I think what it did to me as a founder, it allowed me to connect with the people that I serve. Not everybody has the opportunity to go to Wall Street, but everybody has the opportunity to learn how to invest. So I think it allowed me to connect with my audience a little bit more because I knew what it felt like not to have, but I knew that it was possible for me to create. So showing people the basics. If you're spending money at companies, these companies are generating revenue because of you. What if you own stock in those companies? And what if you started small? What if you learned how to build big? And really pushing people, giving them the education, translating that information into a digestible language so that people feel like, hey, I can do this. I can start small, I can build big, and now I'm in an environment of people who support me, who want to guide me, and really show me how to get this done.
What's the foundation of that, though? Because a lot of times when we talk about these types of programs and stuff, the first thing everyone wants to ask is just tell me what stock to buy or what investment to get in here. What you're doing is way, way more deep than that here. Just kind of talk about the program. You have a 12-week training program effectively. What's the main thing that you want to get across to those people when you're teaching them that?
So when it comes to our programs, so we have programs in school systems, we've done programs in prison systems, we've partnered with community colleges, recently the Community College of Philadelphia. And we have our membership-based platform. And so imagine like the Netflix of finance, where adults in over 24 different countries, thousands of people of all different ages have access to financial tools in the palm of their hand. So coming in, how do I open a brokerage account? How much do I start investing with? But also showing people just how to fish. How about we start to think about what you know, use, and believe in, because it's a lot easier to research a company that you know what they do and how they operate, and then you start small and again, build big over time. So it's really showing people the how and the why is important. Because just because you didn't grow up with money, it doesn't mean you don't deserve to have wealth. I always tell people wealth doesn't have a color. Therefore, it looks like all of us. So how can we show adults, how can we show children how to effectively build by starting with who they are and what they have?
In building Empify, and particularly where you want this to go next here, have you been able to attract investors, not just to you, but really to the vision of what you're trying to accomplish?
So yes, I've been approached by investors. We haven't taken any investors, but for me, it's for people to be able to see like, hey, I can connect with her. I want to build with her. And also showing the results. Our members in less than 2 years have invested over $6.1 million. And these are brand new investors who didn't have a lot, but collectively we're building a lot together. And so I think showing who I am, showing what we do, connecting with the everyday person. And just recently we were featured on the Inc. 5000 list as one of the fastest growing companies. I wouldn't have imagined this happening, but I know that we're onto something. I know that there are people who want to build, but want to feel like they can do it, that they're safe, that they're comfortable, and we're also showing you how to get it done.
So when it comes down to it, this is very much a training boot camp. It's personalized and it takes you through and it requires time. What about people who get to a point where they feel comfortable enough with the basics of investing and they want to start to build generational wealth? How do you build on that?
So our app is filled with tons of boot camps. So we have the life insurance boot camp, the retirement planning boot camp, the legacy planning boot camp. So I bring individuals like my estate attorney, like my life insurance agent, and partner with financial advisors so that they're no longer doing the basics. Now they're executing on all the information that they're learning. So now how can we invest for our children? How can we have the conversations with our family? How can we set up a will? How can we set up a trust? Because when I was working on Wall Street, when you have at least $25 million, you don't just walk into a branch. There's a holistic experience that is set up for you. So what does that look like, building that for the everyday person on a smaller scale?
Very well said. Ashley Fox, really enjoyed meeting you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
She is CEO of Empify. It's a fintech startup.